Legalization of marijuana. Yes, it's legal, but why? How many people nowadays smoke cigarettes? Think about it. Think of someone you know that smokes cigarettes. Imagine how many cigarettes they smoke a day. Don't you think that's bad? That's harmful for your body, right? What is worse? Smoking marijuana or smoking cigarettes? Lots of people think marijuana is bad only because it's against the law. But do they really know why marijuana is bad? They only think it's bad because the law says it's bad. But do they have supporting facts on why it's bad? Cigarettes. 80 to 90% of lung tumor cases are caused by smoking cigarettes alone. 80 to 90%. Tobacco and cigarettes, it's related with more than 400,000 deaths a year in the United States. Marijuana. Cannabis use we still can't figure out if it's bad or not till this day. We can't figure out if marijuana is really bad for you. How many people have died of marijuana? Tell me, how many people? None. Where have you seen that somebody has died of smoking marijuana? There are no cases, nowhere. Cigarettes. The nicotine in tobacco in a cigarette is bad. Tobacco smoke likewise has nicotine. Though cannabis smoke contains cannabinoids, smoking a cigarette that has nicotine, the use of nicotine is related to danger. You know what happens if you smoke too much nicotine? Smoking too much nicotine can create type 2 diabetes, insulin protection, and thyroid issues. And to me, I still don't understand why people would rather smoke a cigarette than smoke pot. There's so many cases out there that smoking cigarettes can be bad for you. But where have you heard about marijuana being bad for you? Yes, it causes memory loss, stuff like that. But can you die? No. People stress out and they smoke a cigarette. Why not smoke a joint? Why not smoke some pot? No. They rather have smoke a cigarette because it's not against the law. But it's just me. Another issue I have. Marijuana is against the law, right? But alcohol, you can drink at this age of 21, and it's perfectly fine within the law, right? What I don't understand, why would you legalize drinking but not marijuana? You know how many people die every day of drinking or by drunk drivers out there? Where have you heard that about marijuana? Alcohol. Drinking is perfectly legal as long as you're 21. But have you ever thought of how many people have died of drinking or have died of drunk driving? 29 individuals in the United States have died in car crashes and include a drunk driver. This is one person dying every 15 minutes. The yearly cost of drunk driving related accidents adds up to more than $44 billion. Imagine if we would legalize marijuana. Wouldn't you think some of these issues would go down? The benefits of marijuana. There are many benefits that come from smoking marijuana. Number one, it has been told that marijuana can treat diseases. It can treat cancer. It can treat headaches. It can treat issues of chemotherapy. It can treat PTSD. Where can you see that a cigarette or drinking can cure any of those things? No, nowhere. You know why? Because people cannot see that legalization of marijuana can help save people's lives. But they're too caught up on how the society has put marijuana, have said of marijuana. People think they can judge marijuana just off of what people say. And it shouldn't be like that. People don't have facts that support their opinions and why marijuana is bad. What other benefits of legalization of marijuana do we have? Tax revenue. Do you know how much money we would save if marijuana was legalized? A lot. One of the greatest experts that have originated from the legalization discussed of marijuana is an expanded assessment income. Lawful offers of cannabis items added up to 996 million out of 2015. That is a lot of money. And you know what we can do with that money? We can give it to schools, build streets. It can go to like more important things that we need in life, okay? It can make a real big difference. What's more, the expense income gathered from those deals were simply as amazing. 135 million. That cash can be utilized for subtle streets, open undertaking, and enhanced schools. You know how many schools out there don't have new textbooks, or their textbooks are all broken and garbage? With that money, kids nowadays can get new textbooks. They can get computers. They can get what they want to learn, what they need to enhance their schoolwork. How legalization marijuana helped the world. Making marijuana not against the law and having medical marijuana can do two big things. It can furnish the police and the courts with more cash. It can help make a difference within them. It can give them more opportunity to center around more fierce violations like murders and other stuff we should be worrying about than a couple kids smoking pot on the side of the road. I understand that, yeah, kids do things, but we have other things to worry about than teenagers smoking pot at their house or smoking pot at a party. Yes, I understand it can somewhat be dangerous if they're driving, but just like drinking and just like smoking, it can be dangerous, but it's not as dangerous as we think. How the world can save money. Back to tax revenue. We can save so much money if we legalize marijuana. And honestly, it costs more for us to make it against the law. That is something a lot of people don't know. It costs more for us to make it against the law than to have it legalized. And that's so idiotic. Why does the government, or why would you want to do that? It costs more to keep marijuana against the law. So much money is spent on law enforcement in America wars on drugs. Since pot is still actually illegal in the nation, marijuana buyers, which are plenty of people smoke weed nowadays, lots of people. The measure of cash spent pursuing these people, trying to have these people off the streets, trying to catch these people smoking pot. You know, police, a lot of people spend a lot of time and money trying to catch people smoking pot. You know how silly that sounds? The measure of cash spent pursuing these people might be put to great use in other more critical and more causes that are to worry about, basically. On the other hand, making marijuana lawful will enable the administration to have the capacity to gather charges on it, which builds the administration's assets over the long run. We can save so much money making weed not against the law. So much money, and people don't realize that. Is marijuana addicting? That is one of the big issues people have. Is marijuana addicted? The answer is yes, it can be, but what isn't? People smoke cigarettes, drink, coffee, chocolate, food in general can be addicted. Mind over matter. Mind over matter. Marijuana, yes, it's a drug. Is it a hardcore drug? No. Do a lot of people do it? Yes. It can be addicting. Mind over matter. Mind over matter. It's like someone being on a diet. We want the chocolate. We want the chocolate. Mind over matter. It's up to you not to break your diet, not to make that chocolate addicting, to have somewhat of a little piece, but don't go overboard eating chocolate every day. Research proves unmistakably demonstrates that in the long haul, use of marijuana can promote addiction. To be sure, around 9% of the people who try different things with cannabis will end up dependent, as indicated by the criteria of relapse in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. But that evidence basically talks about a few people. In other words, to be more exact, maybe 10% of people will get addicted to cannabis. Cannabis can promote mental relaxance. However, there is insufficient confirmation that it conveys in danger of genuine addiction. In other words, there's only little evidence that says marijuana can be mentally dangerous for you, and that's only the 4% that actually get addicted, which, like I said, a lot of people get addicted to many things, like cigarettes, drinking. It's up for you to make it into a bad habit, as I say. There we go. It's up to the person that wants to make it into an addiction. It's up to you, basically. Why it's good for you. Marijuana is good for you, in my opinion. It relaxes you, it reduces anxiety, and we have so many other things to worry about than marijuana, than charging people with having marijuana. So many other things to think about, and that's up for you to think, is marijuana bad or is marijuana good? Thank you.